Well, hi there, folks. Welcome to session 55 of Fathoms Below. I am your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quests here on Twitch and YouTube. And with me today we have got everybody in the wrong positions, apparently. I had you all in the right positions and then you swapped them around. We have got Just KO, we've got Diamond Quality Cosplay, and we've got Madness Diamond. I need to swap you two around. There we go, that's better. Look at your lovely face.
You put the diamonds in the wrong spot.
No, it was
Right?
Kyle and our lovely Diamond Quality Cosplay here that were in the wrong way.
Listen, I'd happily be Pat. Look at Pat. They're beautiful. They're amazing.
They're such a beautiful human being. Like, look at that. Look at the there's just such joy that exudes from their personage.
Thank you. I try my best.
You succeed.
Pat, I'm sorry, you get the rough end of the stick. There's just sadness in Ginger.
I'm a bottle blonde, so.
I'm a Sagittarius. Actually, no, wait, no, I'm not. I'm an Ophiuchus. I went from being a guy who was half man, half horse to be the guy with a giant snake between his legs. Either way, correct.
Yeah.
Wasn't it you not 10 minutes ago saying all snakes are assholes?
My point still stands. He's an
That
asshole.
is true.
Do I have any housekeeping? I don't think I do have housekeeping. I don't think I have anything major. No, I don't. I don't have anything major for housekeeping. So I will pass on over to my party, and I'll say to them, guys, what the fuck happened last session? Even though we ended early because my face exploded.
I was planning on doing it, Kyle. You did it last week.
It last 2 weeks.
Pat wasn't here.
Yeah, I wasn't here for the last one. I have no idea, actually.
The long and short of it, we all decided to take our long rest. We got a fuck ton of Selkies lore for Echo, dealing with
Yeah.
Chimera and then the Beta New people.
The Betan people from the village
Betan
of
people.
Beta Halu.
Yeah, there you go. That. We got a bunch of timey-wimey bullshit with the Beton people who,
Cool.
a lot of time has passed. Echo is officially the oldest of us, because Echo is anywhere between 300 and 700 years old. If you want more on that, go watch the last episode. It's a lot. Rest in peace, the note taker.
Kyle's face.
So, Echo ended up staying with Chimera for the long rest and enjoyed the benefits of the polymorph spell, because Echo was actually allowed to sleep like a normal humanoid instead of doing the intermittent sleeping. So, and then decided to just spend the night with Chimera because Chimera was warm and comfy and safe because nobody could get in there but Echo. And then it jumps back to the rest of the party, which is Lus, Marisol, and Reaver, all deciding to settle down for the night. Reaver does the thing of keeping watch. Lus does the thing of falling asleep, leaning up against Reaver like a weirdo. Reaver decides to do the human thing and cover Lus with a blanket for reasons.
Adorable.
Marisol was cuddled up with Groan, and Groan was being best boy, just keeping Marisol warm because Groan is a space heater. Was a space heater. And then we all woke up to a giant horn sound. Can horns work underwater? Fuck it, apparently yes.
So, I know you said horn, but the way you did a slight clap with your hand, it sounded so soft that it sounded like you said "puh," and it sounded like we all woke up to the sounds of a giant porn.
No.
God, I wish.
Giant horn, and the sounds of people getting ready to go and do something. So then we go and check. Technically, Reaver goes and checks, using the lovely ability of, fuck this door, I'm going through it without actually going through it. spectre.
That sign's not going to stop me. I can't read.
And ends up seeing all of the basically denizens of this temple in battle armor rather than normal armor of like loungewear, and asks why they're like that. They said there's a giant storm that is brewing a ways away that they have to deal with. I'm paraphrasing. Go watch the last episode if you want the actual phrasing for it. Reaver then freaks out, understandably, comes back in, tells Lus and Marisol, shit's fucked, it's probably Tyto, I broke something. And then Lus decides to speak into the ether to see if Echo will just summon themselves from the crawl space. Echo rolled a D100, got it, and summoned themselves from the crawl space. Which was with kind of ears. We then witnessed Echo pry off Reaver's head, take the luck stone because luck is bad, and then dip. Lus was in pursuit of said dipping Echo because the luck stone is low-jacked. And that information is pertinent. By a bad, bad man with a bad, bad plan.
He's a bad man.
And through not doing anything about the stolen luck stone, a choice was made by our lovely Kyle. Just a dude who decided to go Oathbreaker. And by going Oathbreaker now has no access to paladin capabilities.
Until you just finish a long rest and you can't get access to paladin abilities until you take another long rest.
It's fine, I have the other variant, which I've been avoiding like the plague.
Yeah, and because of that, notice how I said Groan was a good boy? Groan went bye-bye.
Yeah. Everybody's more sad about losing Groan.
Correct.
You took away the dog!
Yeah.
The weird underwater dog. He's a good boy.
The weird underwater tentacle puppy, like...
He's just a good boy.
Listen, all I need to know now
I'm
is
appalled.
where is the nearest gun? You have begun the John Wick arc against this time god of luck. You took the dog. I'm going to kill them all.
So yeah, that's what happened last session, abbreviated. So yeah, it was fun. It was a lot. It was a
Sounds
session
like it
you
was a
should
lot.
go back and
Holy
watch.
crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's commonplace here on World Tree Quests.
It's very much commonplace.
Ran, back to you.
Thank you very much for that. So now what I'm going to do is... I am going to go to... Oh, who do I want to go to? I want to go to... Reaver first.
By all means. I have one request, by the way, because you were like, this face. You're like, can you spell Beta Halu? Can you read that out for me? Because my brain's putting something together.
Beta Lanahu. Lanahu. Okay, yeah, I'll get that typed into... I'll type it in just into Fathoms General for you, okay?
Because you're a sneaky person that does things with lore, and my brain's going, I'm hearing phonetics being comparable here. Just so people get to see the machinations. Sahalu is also a word involving death and cycles, and I'm just like, ancient languages. I wonder if these are connected at all.
And another interesting theory of the lore, underneath the 9 bodies, underneath the water, everything's wet.
Brad, you pulled dumber shit with more secret things that I pulled out. Like,
I really
don't give me
have.
this.
Don't
give me this.
I pulled some fucky wucky shit in my time. Okay, so yeah, that's where I was going. Kyle.
Thank you.
Going to yourself. What would you like to do? So obviously you've spectred through this door. You confronted two of these guards moving through the corridors. And petrified one of them to absolute shit. So, what's Reaver's intent right now? What's Reaver's main goal here from this point?
So, to my understanding correct, just so we've got on the same page, the two guys that are already terrified of me going in and having that dealing, they're not yet set up to guard Marisol, correct? In
They are
your
not,
head,
you are correct.
Cool, absolutely. So the first thing we're going to do after Echo and Luz chase after each other, well, Echo dips, Luz chases, and then realizing because I've got to do stuff and we need Marisol to stay put as we've agreed, I'm going to just spectre through the door and just go, you two. And just see how they react to it. Do they run? Do they stay? How do they react to me just pointing at them saying you two? As if, again, like, coming through the door ghostly and pointing at them.
Are you talking about the guards?
Yes.
So you went back in and you're now going back out to two new guys? Or are you going to the same guys you've already
The
hit
same
by?
two that should already be out the door.
Right, okay, I just wanted to double check that. I
That's
just
right.
wanted
I
to
just
make
you
sure
said two
that-
guys. I was like, wait, they've gone already? Bastards.
No, that's what I was double checking. I wanted to make sure you were targeting the same guys.
No, same two.
Okay, they are, you know, "Rah!" And then they're like, yeah?
You will guard this door with the same fervor and reverence as if you were guarding the orphanage. Nothing gets through that door that isn't one of your members or our party.
Okay.
Do you need context, or do you just follow orders correctly?
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to follow orders from you. That's the only.
I am the
guidance-
Glimmertide's bodyguard.
We'll see to it that your orders are carried out. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Good. Otherwise, you will find me. And then go. And just start yelling Architeuthis.
So you're just like wandering out into it, like, Architeuthis! Where the fuck are you? Right, okay.
Through walls, like straight line, beelining through rooms. Don't care what's going on.
Just going through a change room. Ah! Architeuthis! Architeuthis!
I grew up on a pirate ship. I don't give a shit. People are people.
so-
Live your life.
yeah, fuck that. Live your
Fair
life.
enough.
Okay,
now you
so
guys
I
did a
guess
long
in that
rest.
sense,
Where am I right now?
so Architeuthis, as you weren't there last session, when we last left you had just pulled off some real weird shit with a piranha named Charlie. So
Charles Bond.
we had you leaving the library, the archives. So with that, I'd say by now you're probably back in the main body of the temple. So you'd be able to see the activity firsthand. So what I'd say is, in this instance, because of the you're now in the main hub of everything, of all these people moving about, you're not going to be able to hear Reaver calling for you.
Gotcha.
But on that, I guess what we'll do before we go to Reaver and him stumbling onto you purely on accident, what I would like to do is, what are you doing now? You've successfully done what you were told to do by your patron. With that, what's your next port of call?
I would say I have this scroll now. I'm going to just find some place, a nice little corner of a room, and I'm going to read my grocery list, and I'm going to start trying to burn it into my mind as much as possible.
The grocery list, you mean the list of tasks that you've been...
The whatchamacallit, I disguised it as a grocery list on my way out, the scroll that I copied.
Oh, right, okay, understood, right. Okay, I get you. Okay. So as you start to read through this, as I said before, what you've essentially found here is the method and exact way to completely entomb, cage, and restrict primordial beings' capabilities of movement within their physical form throughout the material plane. But with that, there's also the knowledge of how to break it. And as you're reading through it, it's fair, with most of these, high-powered rituals, they usually involve multiple very convoluted steps and directions to take. This one's fairly self-explanatory. It's a fairly short, what's the word I'm looking for? A fairly short instruction on how to break them. An item known as a shard of creation has to be taken to, and it's simply translated as the lock, whether that's some kind of lodestone they use as a binding agent, whether it's a person who is, as long as they're alive, this prison remains in effect. But you take it to them, and the shard of creation must be destroyed within the vicinity of the lock. At which point, the prison opens. It also gives you a list of all of the primordial entities and their known locations of, not like locations you can find them, but like locations they mostly manifest. But as it lists down these, the primordial entities are known by most people. Everybody knows, you've got Sahalu, you have got Hamlanu, you have got Taito, you've got all the list of all. Most people know all the primordial entities, but there are two other names on this list. One of the names is a name that you aren't familiar with, but you're familiar with the concept of like a title they're given. For instance, Taito is known as the Lord of Storms. The name here has a title next to it, and the title there is the Hidden Mind. The Hidden Mind is something that you're familiar with, a concept that several Sicalians who look into the higher echelons of study are familiar with. In fact, at one point in your life, you tried to reach out to a being who is known among several groups of scholars as the Hidden Mind.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm definitely very familiar with this then, absolutely.
Yes. But not only does it give you this title of the Hidden Mind, it gives you its name. And its name is Vialka.
All right, Vialka.
The other name that's there does have a title next to it. The title it has next to it is the Heart of the Storm. Not the Lord of the Storm, the Heart of the Storm. And the name next to it is Kaima Paris. You are now in possession of a document that puts you as one of a very small number of people within this world who understands that there are two primordial entities that are not public knowledge.
Mm. Okay, yeah, no, this is definitely Okay, so after taking this information in, I'm definitely going to just I want to keep this knowledge to myself. I'm going to destroy this.
Okay. So, again, this has, as I said to you before, when you find this document, you know this is one of a kind. This is going to have very real world affecting consequences. So just to confirm, this one of a kind document, you are choosing to destroy it.
I have all the information I need from it.
I will confirm
my
that
lord.
everything that is written on this, you have read, you have memorized. We did agree on that. We also, for those that aren't aware, the previous checks that have been made on this, it has been examined for any hidden writings. It has been applied to a heat source to see if there's any invisible writing, and detect magic has been used on it. There is nothing hidden on it. That has already been confirmed. Everything that is written on this has been taken in by you.
All right, then. My lord wanted me to seize this document for a reason. I'm going to destroy it.
Okay.
I have all I need.
Okay. How do you destroy it? Tear it up? Incinerate it?
Yeah, I do tear it up. Yeah, I'll just rip it to pieces. Is there anything? Is there any like disposal sources I see around me?
I mean, most of the disposal they have here is, similar to what we have on the surface. It would be putting it into like a nearby crate or something like that, or it would be burying it. There's no like waste paper baskets or stuff like that. There's no bins here.
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. I was gonna say, I'd like, oh yeah, I'm gonna find a incinerator and burn it, but like clearly,
So there's no incinerators, but what they do have here is geysers. So you could certainly go to like a geyser. There's several on the ocean floor. You could go to one of them. You could keep it on your belonging until you come across one, and then drop it in there, and that would certainly destroy it.
yeah, okay, then I'll put it in a little pocket I'll put the ripped pieces in a little pocket on my side, and I will start trying to swim out to find a geyser to just drop this in and let it be obliterated.
Okay, you swim to the main hub, and you make your way to the main gates, where a couple of guards go as if to speak to you before one of them's like, and you hear in hushed tones the name Glimmertide is mentioned, and nobody bats an eyelid. You swim out. Outside, they are posting up for some kind of defense. You can see this. They are dropping, they are dropping like barricades, and they are using magic to summon into place large constructs made of what appears to be like hardened water or animated refracted light. But there is a geyser in the kind of outside grounds of this temple, so you are more than capable, definitely, of going to there. Are you just dropping it straight in, or are you going to try and be a little bit sneaky with it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna try and be a little bit sneaky about it. I believe I have that camouflage ability.
If you're not wearing clothes, if you're not wearing
I want to
clothes,
strip
as
down
I
at the
said,
moment.
so one thing that if you do, so camouflaging is not the same as like invisibility. So like if you were invisibility and you did this with your hands, with whatever was in your hands here, and then went invisible, they would just see it floating. But as you're camouflaging, it will still be hidden. So you have a lot of freedom with like things you're holding and such as well.
Does
All right,
camouflage stay on if you move, though? Because I think that was the kind of finesse of it, is you have to stay still with camouflage.
So as part of the Sicalian racial capabilities, I do believe. I know that I created it, but I'm no expert on it. But I'm just going to double check it just now. But I do believe that you gain the bonus, you gain the advantage on stealth checks as long as you're standing, as long as you're still, as long as you do not move. But let me go and just double check it, just so I'm sure. I know most people are experts in what they create. I am not.
Honest about it. Is the difference. Let's be real. Everyone's like, yeah, no, we got it. Like, no, they fake it to make it.
No, it doesn't specify. You may alter the colours and texture of your skin, allowing you to blend into your surroundings. The ability grants you advantage on dexterity stealth checks to hide, and you can do so even when creatures could usually see you, even if you are wearing no armour, clothing, and carrying no items. Oh wait, no, hold on, it does. The ability is lost if you move or take an action.
Okay.
Trust me, if
Alright,
that caveat wasn't in there,
regular
I would have
sneaky.
been more of a mess to you.
So what you could feasibly do is you could move up to the geyser, stealth, and then technically dropping something is not an action; it's a bonus action. So
Free action is dropping.
no bonus action. Oh well, bonus action to draw and equip.
Yeah, but dropping is free. Dropping is always free. That is how you do a bunch of min-max bullshit. That is how I pulled so much crap on you.
Is dropping
something
a
is
free action?
Dropping is free.
well, there you
Pulling
go.
out is not.
Okay, well there you go. So it'd be a free action then. So you could move up to the geyser, strip off then stealth. Either way, we just want you to strip.
Yeah, no, for sure. We've gone too long without naked Architeuthis.
I mean, what is a session of Fathoms without naked Architeuthis? Like,
Clearly.
You
All right, yeah,
have
let's do this.
some brass, I must say, in this session so far. Because my brain's thinking, because you were the main hub, you have openly just ripped open some, like you've opened a document, looked at it, and then started ripping it into small bits, put it in a bag, dipped, and you're now going to go strip beside a geyser while people are putting barricades. And I'm like, how are you not getting called out on this? And then I'm also going in my head, if I saw this, fuck no, am I asking questions? I'm like, all right, you do you, I'm ignoring this.
like I'm just saying right now, if somebody started just like stripping, like, you know, balls to the wall naked in the middle of fucking middle of George's Square in Glasgow, honestly, I'd be like, we don't talk to that person. Nope.
We phoned the police, but we ain't going near them.
Yeah, like, you know, I'll shout for the town guards, but I ain't grabbing a spear and poking the guy with a stick. You know, like. So
At the same time, I do think this like I do think ripping all my clothes off is going to like attract more attention. And like if I just like rip my clothes off and turn invisible, I do feel like it's like still very attention grabbing. I might try to like just swim by and sleight of hand it. Like see if I can just like slip it in there.
also very much
As I
a
swim by.
possibility. Whichever one you want to do, we'll take the roll from there.
Okay, cool. Sounds groovy.
So which one do you want to do? Do you want to do a drive-by drop, or do you want to move up, strip, stealth, then drop?
We're gonna move up and then strip and stealth.
Okay, so you move up to the geyser, you look around, you shed your robes, you place your items on the ground so that all you're holding is the remnants of this page. Now you can make a stealth check with advantage.
All right. Let's see. Sorry, I had my character sheet in a page that decided to reload.
Don't worry about it.
There we go. Let's go for this advantage stealth. And it's a 19 on both rolls.
Sweet, we love that. Two patrols move by. They do not match that anywhere close. The highest of their rolls there was an 11.
Oh, good.
So, to a Sicalian, camouflage is as natural as it is to a humanoid tensing a muscle. You flex and bend and pitch the very nature of your skin, your flesh, remolding its smooth texture into becoming rocky and craggy. At the same point, the pigmentation of your skin shifts and changes, becoming a dark, deep blue, merging into greys. And you move yourself down to completely lie on top of this rock, blending in with its textures. With your hand holding the pieces, just creeping over the edge. Looking almost just like this little, like, cooled magma bulb at the end. And then are you free action just dropping them in there?
Yep. Just letting it slip unceremoniously.
Free action, drop them in. And the heat of this geyser takes its toll. They start to sink, descend towards the heated magma core of this geyser. This document has now been destroyed. And outside, you hear a rumble, like the rolling of distant tidal swells. The storm approaches. On that note,
Okay, I'm going to get
you...
my clothes back on.
Okay, you put your robe back on, grab your equipment. Are you staying outside, or you're making your way back into the temple?
It seems pragmatic to make my way back in the temple. On the way in, I will try to see who's in, like if I can parse out who's in charge outside.
Outside, the person that appears to be in charge is this tall, broad-shouldered, like deeply battle-scarred dragon turtle. They are leaning on what is most likely a maul, but it looks like I don't know if you guys are familiar with like feudal Japanese weaponry, but it's called a kanabo. It's like a baseball bat with studs. Like that's all this thing is. It's about 3 times the size. I love kanabos. One of my main hopes for Assassin's Creed Shadows is that you can use a kanabo, because I will just be wailing into people 24/7. I'm just going to turn into a blunt force Beyblade. That's going to be my entire thing. But you heard me right. A blunt force Beyblade.
Bran, that's just a Beyblade.
No, they're pretty sharp. Have you clearly you've never used them and then nearly ripped your finger off, is what I'm hearing.
I used to have like
in my elementary school.
I used to have like one of the competitive metal ones, and spun it as hard as I could, and I was like, yeah, I went to pick it up and I about took my fucking finger off. Like,
yeah, they were not blunt.
Absolutely not. Blunt force Beyblade. But yes, so he's leaning on the handle of a kanabo with the weapon side of this item down on the ground. He seems to be the one everybody's reporting to. You can now hear the sounds of hammers melding in with the other sounds of this defense addition that's being built outside the temple. As you can see, there are now smiths working, creating whatever metal items may be needed at this point in time.
All right, I'm going to float up to the commander. Hello, good sir. What appears to be happening at the moment? There's a bit of a commotion going around.
Forces are drawing in. We believe that for some reason we have an approach of cultists who worship another primordial being.
Is that so? Do you happen to know which primordial?
Well, judging by the sound of it, it seems like... what's his name? The The big thunder thing with 6 wings. He's referencing, of course, Taito, the Lord of the Storms, who manifests as a storm ray. A storm ray is like if you imagine like a manta ray, but with 6 wings rather than 2.
Horrifying.
So it appears that they have an idea that it might be Taito approaching. But that's just an idea because they do hear the sounds of a rumble, a storm approaching.
I see. Is there anything I could do to like cross-reference my knowledge of these of primordials with like what I can see approaching or what I can hear approaching?
Do you know what? I will allow you to do something because you've read that document. Make me a perception check, and then make me a history check, depending on this.
Okay.
The DC of the history check will depend on if you pass or succeed the perception check.
So the perception was a 10.
Okay, so what I will say is, on a 10, you can definitely hear what sounds like rumbling ocean currents. Essentially the version of like underwater thunder. You hear swelling of undersea currents, vibrations through the water. It definitely does sound like an approaching undersea storm. So because you're not going to that's not going to be a success on that one.
For sure.
But you will be able to still make the history check. The DC will just be slightly higher.
Copy that. Well, it's a 12.
At 12, you're not going to be successful on that. Everything he says really checks out. Sounds like thunder. Could be Taito.
All right, I'll clap his shoulder and nod. Well, hopefully the better of 2 primordials will come out on top today. Your forces seem rather formidable. Is there anything you advise that we do inside?
I need you to make me an insight check as you say something and he turns and looks at you.
21.
So it's as you say something and he turns and looks at you that you realise that he's caught on to something. Because you just said the better of 2 primordials. Only people who have read that document know that Chimoperius is a primordial.
Oh, Pat, buddy.
Son of a bitch.
Yes, quite. Do you need an escort inside by any chance?
No, not at all. I think I'll be able to make my way very easily.
Yes. Do see yourself to one of the public sectors inside. Wouldn't want you to wander too far now, would we?
For sure, no. Can't let a scholar's mind go to waste. Who knows what information might go with it.
I totally agree. By your leave, scholar.
And I will gently bow my head and dip away.
Okay. At this point, I will go to Reaver, and I'll say as he's coming back in, Reaver, you would be coming into the main hub, and you're able to see Architeuthis.
So, did he go out of the temple doors?
So he went right out into the open ocean, went to
Is
a
it
geyser.
actively open? How? So the clarification from my context, we know that there was doors that only someone who could speak Draconic and know the phrase could get in and out of.
Yes.
Is it those doors?
Those doors are also attached to larger doors, which you can only open from the inside. The larger doors have been opened in order for forces to move outside.
That just needed a head kind of like how to get in and out. That's fine. Just wanted to keep the head like that's now open and we're able to see out. Absolutely
From the outside, unless you're one of the higher ranking members of this order, you will only ever see, again, if you are lucky enough to look in the right place, you'll only ever see the door you guys came through, and you have to be able to speak Draconic to open that.
Yes.
From the inside, you can open larger doors, which then are open to anyone as long as they are kept open. But only the Lord of the Order can open those doors.
Absolutely fine. I just needed the context of what's being seen, what's being said. Absolutely
understood. So you can see Architeuthis.
I assume you'll hear me before you see me.
Yep. I do turn my head.
I am not
to your
quite as
direction
I'm
as soon as you I hear my name being shouted. Yeah. Revo. Yes. What appears to be the issue?
Do you yell to me or do you come to me?
I'm coming to you.
Okay. It's just because I see the dragon turtle, and is that the same one that gave me the clip?
No, not the same dragon turtle.
That's absolutely fine then, because I'm like, I don't want to kill them. This one, you could probably convince me, but the one that actually like gave me the thing, like that's going to be a hard sell. Where have you been?
Oh, I was out for a swim. I did a little research and I swam out for a bit. They seem to be assembling forces outside.
Yeah.
Rather dramatically.
And that's the time you chose for a swim?
Well, I didn't know that they was assembling forces before the swim.
Do you guys swim for leisure like we run? Is that a thing? Or, like, what? Do you go for, like, a swim to think your thoughts?
Exercise is very important. It's very important for all peoples, I believe. As long as, for when you're corporeal, of course. I'm sure you're in a matter of stasis at the moment. That's... I meant to include you. I meant to be.
Would you like to find out just how strong I am?
I'm not saying you're not strong. I'm just saying that the state of your strength is not.
What a freeze frame! What a freeze frame!
Oh no, my screen capture was not quick enough.
Welcome back. Try that one again, please, bud. Pat?
Yeah, what's up? Oh, did I freeze?
Yes.
You froze.
All I heard was,
man.
it's not your strength that I'm... And then you were just smiling as you were talking. It was like, the I've been caught face.
It's the matter of your strength is not what I'm contesting. It's simply that I don't believe you need to exercise to maintain that strength.
Very well, that's fair. Yes, shall we talk elsewhere about the upcoming problems that... Yes, and I'm just going to grab you and start pulling you with me.
Yep, okay. It does seem to be rather pressing.
How much does Lus trust you?
Well, I would say a lot. I would say a great deal.
If that is of any level of deception, roll against my passive insight. Otherwise, it's like a 10.
No, I do genuinely think she trusts me a great deal because Luz just gave me like a bunch of it, like just told me everything you guys have been up to. I do believe Luz
allegedly.
Yeah. Okay.
As far as you know.
The idiot will be comfortable and they go, okay, so that's for me.
The oncoming storm?
Yeah. That's for me.
What did you piss off?
Who? It's going to be one of two, or both, or if it's both, oh fucking boy. So, the long and the short of it is, that's either Taito or title doing bitch work for somebody.
I see.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely said that
So-
out loud, and I'm gonna be like, hey, if he wants to smite me for that argument, I'm not wrong.
Bold words. So what do you suggest? Would you like to? Should we run? Should we fight?
Echoes. A lot of things have just occurred, and I'm not feeling my full self. So for now, we're gonna find Lus. We're gonna get you ready for a fight, and we're gonna see what their plan is, what's going on, and we'll go from there. Side note: where the fuck have you been?
Research.
That's
Researching.
fair. What
Yep.
learn anything good? Because I've learned that there's an orphanage and that the kids aren't scared of me, which was lovely.
Well, I wasn't allowed into the proper archival chamber for a while, so I didn't get to do much. I was allowed into the public archives, which a lot of information there was already things that I knew, been studying for a while now.
Well, if that's the case, they kind of like me, which I'm going to rub into Neos's face later. But I can maybe see if you can help you with that reading stuff. If we survive this. That's a big if. Can I give you a solid bit of advice?
Sure.
Don't get pally with me. Because the other
I
person
just-
said they're going to kill everyone before me that I'm friends and I'm good company with. So if you don't, maybe that's a loophole.
Well, I like to think that I wouldn't simply roll over and die for the first person who came along and asked me to.
Neither did the last
So I think
two.
I will. Regardless, I think I will be the one making the decisions as to who I will be and won't be pally with.
I appreciate it. Just forward knowledge. Anyway, and I'm just gonna start yelling loose. And now just bringing Architeuthis until realizing like I can't go through a wall with Architeuthis and go, and then follow corridors.
On that note, we'll go to Lus.
You have a bot in chat.
Fucking bots. It's even worse when they don't spell something correctly. Immortal has 2 M's.
It's like you're literally a bot. How are you getting this wrong?
Like, I know, right? Like, try harder to pretend you're human. Like, come on. Lus, sorry. Please continue. What's Lus
Last time I was still pursuing Echo. Echo has a 50-foot swim speed. I double-checked that with Selkie. Is going at full speed with only slight hindering because adjusting to normal vision again. Lus only caps out at 30. Even with dashing with 60, 60 does not overtake 100, even with a couple trips and running into walls.
Okay.
So Lus continues yelling after Echo. Where? Just gonna say it's like she gives up after a bit because there's too much going on. I need to go find people. Echo will be fine. Echo was literally able to hear me when I talked into the abyss, and it summoned them. I have an intelligence of 11, so if I yell again into darkness, Echo will likely hear me. Okay, time to go find Reaver. And I'm going to basically turn the fuck around, tell Echo into the abyss, which I will tell Selkie later. Just come find us when you're done. Fuck. And then turns around and finds the nearest guard and or bystander.
Okay. So, the nearest guard to you looks like, fairly fairly adult looking. Doesn't look like a younger guard. Looks like it's a fairly well seasoned guard. And as you approach, they give you a polite nod. Lady Glimmertide, is there something we can do for you?
Don't call me Lady Glimmertide, call me Lus. It's weird that I have a title now. I have 2 questions for you. Have you actually no? I can put those questions together. 1, have you seen a Wreckborn that I've been around with?
No, I haven't.
Not since this whole morning thing? Okay, cool. Do you know where Moradin is?
By Moradin, do you mean Lord Glimmertide?
Yeah.
I believe he'll be within the quarters that we assigned to him.
Cool. Can you point me in that direction? Oh, actually, I do have a 3rd question. What is the Commander Glimmertide's first name? Pop quiz.
Your uncle?
Pop quiz. Uncle-in-law.
You don't know your... His name is Marias.
Okay. Are you really gonna question me? You just called me Lady Glimmertide. All right, then.
And
Which
then
way
you
is
told me to
Moradin's
call
room?
you Lus, so I figured...
Exactly.
If you're
I
not
like
going to
you.
take the title, you don't accept the pros that go with it, then.
You flirting with me?
Definitely not my type.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you. Which way is Moradin's quarters?
Down there, take a left, second door on the right.
Fantastic. You're wonderful. You deserve a raise. I'll tell my daddy. And then she dips and starts looking for Reaver.
He's just like, I'm a private guard, like. So, I'm out, I'm done.
Fuck with this man's taste so much. I don't want the title. Oh, you're really smarting back at me. You played along with it. Are you flirting with me?
So-
I'm not your type? Good. You deserve a raise. Bye.
Please, 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 I'm just like any other person. Okay, cool. Where are your manners?
Chat, what guard would you rather be? The one yelled at by Reaver or this one?
This one has definitely got the Donald Glover idea of, like, I'm too old for this shit. Like, I'm just way too old.
Mm-hmm.
This entire thing is to make people want to retire.
Okay, so now you go to the door as you were told. You cannot...
Oh no, I'm looking for Reaver first.
Oh, you're looking for Reaver first? Sorry, I thought you said you were going to your father's. Okay.
Ooh, I'm looking for Reaver.
Okay. So in that case, Reaver, are you hard to find, or...?
I'm yelling as loud as I can every 20 seconds loose.
And I'm yelling Reaver. And a couple explicitives.
Then I guess in that sense, both of you perception checks, as you're both yelling and screaming with advantage.
I love our brain cell stupidity. No, 3 solid. 6. Oh wait, no, advantage. Hang on a minute here. Nat 20. Fuck. Okay, this is wasted. No. It went from
Well,
a
you cursed.
to a 20.
You cursed me, I got a 6.
Cool.
2 + 4, bitches.
On advantage? What was the other one?
Yeah. 1.
Ugh.
So,
We're idiots.
Lus, you don't hear shit. Reaver, you said you got a nat 20? Okay. So as you're stomping through, you can hear Lus yelling from roughly where your quarters were, or the quarters you guys were given.
Mm-hmm. Fuck, wrong way, and then just literally, sorry, Architeuthis, we're just like an active turn around and just going that way.
Yeah, what you're hearing is, Reaver, you bric-a-brac bastard! Reaver! And then it just continues. And it gets a little bit more creative.
Mm-hmm.
Not very. But bric-a-brac bastard is a lot.
Bric-a-brac bastard is a great one.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's bric-a-brac bastard-in-law.
You're making your way towards, or Lus, you're wandering. Reaver's making his way towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, Reaver, you're able to see Lus at the end of one of these corridors, and you're able to get in touch.
Okay.
You're able to close the distance. So as you're both been yelling at each other, I open the floor to you both. You found each other. What next?
We're gonna go see Morden. Come on. And then
found
I'm
out.
going to lead.
Okay.
Where turns around mid swim. Where's Marisol?
Oh, I've scared the shit out of 2 guards to guard them with their life.
You're my favorite still. Don't tell Feather. Turns around and continues leading you towards Morden.
Architeuthis, I'm just, as you know, like, I will kill them
Yeah, I'm
if
just
they
being
fail.
dragged along.
No, just like climbing, like, I will kill them if they fail.
You're terrifying.
I'm the nicest of us all.
It's legit a fact.
Still terrifying.
Following your way towards, going back and heading towards where your father's room has been told to you, you reach the sliding door. Do you knock, or are you just walking in?
Yeah. It's just like, knock, 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 Morden. Knock, 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 Morden. Knock, knock, knock. God damn it, Daddy, open the door.
Okay. This door slides open. Moradin standing, wiping his hands with like a, some kind of like cloth. Has on like, you know, like bottom half has like leather leggings. The kind of leather skirt attachment that comes with most armors and such, and boots on. Upper torso, the only thing he's got on is like a large piece of like fabric wrapped around his right arm. And it's at this point on his right arm, poking out from underneath the wrapping, you can see the remaining part of what appears to be a tattoo coming up onto his upper chest, and there's also another one that goes from his left upper chest down over his shoulder and down onto his ribs before coiling around like a wrap around his lower torso. I go, Lus, it is. Are you already? You said the D word, and you don't use that unless something's going a little ski-whiffy. So is everything okay?
That's not true. You're my fucking father.
See, father is the word that you use a lot. I haven't heard you use the word daddy in quite some time. So I'm just
I
making
literally
sure
told that to you. And I ran into you the first time and you didn't recognize me. That's besides the point. We have an issue.
Okay, well, come into my office.
Can Reaver and Architeuthis come? Please.
Okay.
It's not like he can keep me out, but
If I wanted to keep you out, I very much could, but
please try. I'm curious.
Please do not fight. We
I
need
don't want to
someone.
fight.
Maybe now's not the time.
No, but this is the time for safety, because I need to know to get through. What is your way of keeping me out?
okay, well, he tells Architeuthis and Lus to come in. And then he closes the door. He's going to walk over to his table. He's going to pick up 2 rings. He puts on one ring on his right hand, the other ring on his left hand, and he touches the ring on his right hand to the door.
Mm-hmm.
And it casts Arcane Lock.
Cool. I'm going to go through the wall. Spectre.
I believe Arcane Lock makes things impassable.
The door, not the wall.
I think it includes the wall it's attached to. Let me
Forward
double
time.
check. Let me double check on that.
No,
Let
I'm
me double
cracked.
check.
Yeah. Go, please.
Look at Batman this shit.
Because if not, I'm going through the ceiling. Because I've got 60 feet. As long as I don't end my movement, I can dash through a ceiling.
And Batman this shit. Why have we not used this in combat?
I have.
Yeah, that's
I
kind
literally
of
put the
insane.
blade into someone, then activate it and pulled up.
No, okay. Yeah, okay, so, you touch a closed door, window, gate, chest, or other entry, and it becomes locked for the duration. You and the creatures you designate when you cast a spell can open the object normally. You can also set a password that when spoken, 5 the object suppress the spell for 1 minute. Otherwise, it's completely unpassable until it is broken or the spell is dispelled or suppressed. Alright, okay, cool.
No wall.
So it doesn't affect the wall it's on, so you are able to pass through the wall. But as you pass through the wall, Morden's going to look at you and smile.
Okay.
You're absolutely right. You have definitely shown me. He's then going to turn and look to you, Lus. What can I do for you, sweetheart?
Reaver, please tell about the giant fuck off thing you pissed off.
Which one?
Which one? Oh,
The one that's probably out fucking side.
Title. Got it. Right. So, Title and I kind of have a ongoing agreement to fulfill. And either they're being a little impatient, which that's their choice, that wasn't part of the terms, or they're doing bitch work for somebody else who's also kind of wanting my head. And that's going to be funny, but also fucked up.
Like our lives.
Okay. So you've pissed off not only one, but two. Let's not say deity, but, deity adjacent beings. Both of whom definitely want you dead. Is that...
Title and I had a bargain. I'd kill all my enemies, I'd kill their enemies. Title then didn't help Echo, and I don't value people who don't help my allies. So I agreed to go separate ways after the deal was done. They didn't like this because it made Marisol fall from their grace. I didn't know this. We agreed to the term. I was going to go kill some people in a temple for them, clear out a temple, and we'd be done, broke the progress. Then I had to come save your fucking ass. Twice, might I add.
I never asked you to do that.
No. Your wonderful kid did, and I am loyal to them. I'm now apparently the Glimmer God's bodyguard. Anyway, point stands. I helped your ass. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I helped your ass, and now Title's either impatient about it because I haven't killed those things yet. Could be that. Or there's this other entity that has... We're not going to go into the full of it. I'm not going to invoke that name. But they did say that they're going to make me watch everyone I care around me die, and then I'm going to die.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I should also add to this, Tato is not the biggest fan of our little gaggle of misfits. I literally heard Tato smoke someone.
Oh, yes. Ariel, you would have known them as Gilead's kid. Kind of bad-mouthed them at the estate and got fucking vaporized.
Oh. Yeah. So primordials don't like it when you badmouth them. They're not bound by the same rules as gods. If they want to fuck you up, they can just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that happened as I was going back to our estate to find you, because you were supposed to be looking for Koldo with Malith, and then you got kidnapped, which is then also when we came to come rescue your ass. And then apparently Mama's daddy was on the big illusion magic screen and then was showing off yours and Malith's faces saying that you all were gonna die. So yeah, no, just found you, and I'm kind of like, I'm gonna have to talk to Malith about retiring because he's been going through it for the past couple months. So yeah, and then we came to find you, which brings me to my next fucking question of, did you find Koldo?
How do I explain this?
With words.
Quickly.
He's gonna look at you, Reaver, with a look that very clearly says, this conversation is between two people and you're not one of them.
This is literally going to grab Reaver's arm and pull Reaver closer. Kind of signifying this is a package deal, this is your son now.
Caldo is a double agent.
Caldo's evil?
Other way.
So he was working for the bad guys to help the Deep Tide?
Caldo to the majority of the Deep Tide has made a public defection. However, the higher ups of the Deep Tide know that he is working to filter information to us. Us being taken, or more specifically me being taken, was part of a plan to get me in there, get some documents, and get them out. Malith just had to be a hero.
So we're making Malith retire?
We are highly advising that Malith retire.
I will make Malith retire.
He is a couple of dogfish short of a school.
I will make Malith retire with force. It's fine.
So I know where Caldo is. Or I know where he was. He's had to go no contact ever since the escape.
Mm-hmm.
Because now Roland is aware that there's a traitor inside his ranks.
Mm-hmm.
So what was supposed to be a snatch and grab that would lead to what was supposed to look like a kidnapping has led to us having none of that. So as far as we're aware, his last known location was still inside Cephalophore.
Gross. Alright. Well, Cold is dead to me until proven otherwise. Do you still have your sending stone? Or did that get taken?
I have a few sending stones. Is there someone in particular or a general use?
The one that matches this one.
Oh, the one to you. Oh, yeah. That's not one I'm ever going to lose.
Lovely. Cool.
You
That's actually really that's a complicated question. It's currently in Reaver's head. Reaver, can I have it back, please?
That's what I was asking. He's like, yeah, do you want it back? You're like, that's cool. He's like, yeah. What do you mean? It's a yes or no. Cool. I let it fall off from my helmet and then hand it to them.
All right. And then Luz puts it in the safest place possible. It is the safest place possible. AC 19 titties. I've said it before, I will say it again. It's why Feather lives there.
They count as heavy armor, right?
No. I don't wear armor. I'm a barbarian, remember? Okay, so Caldo dead to me until proven otherwise, just for peace of mind.
Okay.
Why am I only ever trained by idiots? Oh, this gives me a headache. You can also see the tentacles are just going wild. They're coiling. They're trying to, like, work out things. They're having a whole conversation amongst themselves. All right. So, did you get the documents you needed?
No.
Okay, then that's a next time question. How the fuck did Uncle? What is my uncle's name?
Marius. Think of it as
Marius.
think of it as like Marius, but with an O. Marius.
Okay. Marius. How the fuck did asshole Uncle Marius get caught? Was he part of this?
He was also not supposed to be there, but Neris arrived, and because Neris is there, Marius can't just let his... What is it with parents being hanging over their kids all the time, you know? Like,
I wouldn't know. She smiles.
Architeuthis is in the corner very quietly watching this all, and he can't even help himself but just, like, suck in and start breath at that one.
your cousin Neris got involved, so your Uncle Mariah showed up, and again, wrong place at the wrong time.
Now that we're caught up to speed, did our family create this place?
You mean this temple?
Yeah.
No, no.
It
The
has to
the Glimmertide family's only afforded respect here because of our name. Nah, they're the only blood relative we have that's a part of this place is Neris.
Okay.
And even then, he's an asshole, so it's not really setting a good example.
Agreed. Speaking
Your
of them,
sister's not a part of this then. Reaver?
Nah.
you said there was a traitor. Like Roland's worked out as a traitor.
Yep.
The only reason we found you guys at Cephalor was Neris. Your place was torched. You did a good job hiding your crap. The only reason we found you was Neris.
I'm aware of that. I'm very, very good at covering my tracks. I've been doing it for the better part of 70 years.
He was also trying to break into your office, so...
Yeah, that's because he wants, and he's going to tap the sword.
Yeah, he also doesn't think I'm actually your kid, so...
Neris doesn't want to think anything that doesn't put him as the prime example of what a Glimmertide should be.
I ain't that.
You're more that than any other Glimmertide that's currently alive. Well, I mean, besides me, but I'm hard to beat.
Alright, I'll leave it. Last question.
Okay.
We discussed something that you promised me you would tell me, and just in case the storm outside kills my ass. I'm very hard to kill, apparently. I'm kind of proud of that. Aren't
That's
I,
the
Reaver?
Glimmertide. Well, actually, more specifically, that's older than the Glimmertides. But yeah, people with our blood tend to be quite hard to kill.
That's the crazy cousins on the surface.
Oh no, that's even further back beyond the Willowins.
That's history for later. Reaver, aren't I hard to kill?
I'm not going to feed your ego that much.
Side eyes, Reaver.
Okay.
In case the storm outside kills me, we need to have a talk about where the fuck we were heading. What, before everything happened, would you like that to be a private conversation?
That's most definitely a conversation that we will have alone.
Okay.
We can dip if you need.
Am I gonna want to fight you after it?
I would like to hope not.
Okay. Reaver, I might need to fight you after it. We can dance later, it's fine. Okay. Architeuthis?
Yes.
Yeah, I need to talk to my daddy.
Fair enough.
Can you-
I will give you the privacy you require.
Can you and Reaver stay out of trouble while we have this conversation, please?
With everything going on, no guarantees, but we will try our best.
Reaver?
I'm excellent. I never get in trouble.
Archie!
Yes. Listen, I got
Please?
this, and I'm just going to show the signet, and then so like Morgan can see. Like, I was given this, like.
They just handed you that.
No, I spent about 3 hours making the orphanage like laugh and have fun, forgetting about the horrors of the world, and then this dragon turtle came up and gave me it. Even I asked him, I was like, "Hey, you know I'm hated by your order." And he's like, "I don't care. Here."
Interesting.
Someone talks bad about you, I'll kill them.
It's fine. And don't think I didn't notice your little smile, Borden. I showed you the trick because I want to be honest with you.
Admirable.
Mhm.
Foolish, but admirable.
Yeah.
I've died twice.
That's your...
When you feel otherwise. Let's go, Toothless.
Toothless, that's sure.
Architeuthis.
Oh.
I suppose. I mean, most people call me Archie, but I suppose you're already Archie. Then fine, Toothless.
You can fight me for it.
Yeah, I bet you'd like that, wouldn't you?
What is this feeling of jealousy I have? I'll deal with that later. And you do hear that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, excuse me. And I will wait for you two to...
I'm just gonna float through the wall.
Yeah, I'll open the door. Wait, can I even open it? It's arcane lock.
No, so when he casts Arcane Lock, he can designate people that can open it, and he designated you and Lus.
Okay, excellent. Cool. I open the door like a proper person and walk through it.
And so now,
Swim through. Jesus.
So now it comes to Moradin and yourself, Lus. And he's going to look at you, take a deep breath, and he lets out now like where you puff out your cheeks, like.
Before you get into it, is this soundproof?
Yeah. Nobody can hear us if the door's locked, if the door's closed.
Completely.
Yes, we also can't be scryed or located using any kind of location magic.
Oh, that's nifty.
I'm very careful.
Architeuthis doesn't know everything about what's been going on with our party since we all gaggled together. I kind of just gave him the short and simple and sweet version of it to get him caught up to date, because I knew him during my wild scholarly days. Wasn't good at it, but at least attempted it. So he don't know about Drift being Adelan. He knows about Drift because he met Drift. Don't know about Drift being Adelan. Certainly doesn't know about Etuliet. And very much doesn't know about the whole me seeing visions of shit. So, and like dreams and whatnot. And also doesn't know about the fun little family relic. So.
I appreciate you keeping the sword a secret.
I got a weird thing now, and pulls out the scimitar.
Now you found a coral sword.
I don't know what that is, and just spins it, puts it back.
They're made by coral walkers. Like most of their stuff, they're made from coral. That's a fairly rare find, darling.
It was in Roland's closet that we broke out of. We came and grabbed you. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to update you on that. It's not that I don't trust him. It's just that everything going on in Cepha 4. And he comes up after we leave Cepha 4. And I haven't seen him in like maybe 20 years. So I changed a lot in 20 years. I imagine he did too. Yeah. Anyways. And does the mimicking of like the inhale and then like holding it that he did.
You want to know where we were on our way to when we told you to run?
Please and thank you.
He sits down and he knits his fingers together. Okay. I'll tell you. But I don't think you're going to be happy to hear it. And I'm going to give my players a quick 15-minute break there before we go into the lore dump. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to be back after 15 minutes. 15 minutes and we'll be back for part 2. Don't go anywhere, guys. We will see you after our break. Well, hello everybody. We are back for part 2 of our little session of Fathoms. Below, when we had left off, Moradin and Lus were about to have a little bit of a heart-to-heart. And here it comes. Moradin takes a deep breath. And it says, what I'm about to tell you, I don't think I've actually spoken aloud since it happened. You know, between the two of us, your mother's absolutely the brain box of the relationship, right? You understand she's the brains and I'm the slightly brainier brawn.
You're the pretty one.
I'll argue that point, but I'll also accept the compliment.
No, that's just the dynamic in my relationship. Is I like people who are smarter than me, because I am in fact your daughter.
He smiles at that.
Learned everything I know from watching you.
When your mother found out about her ancestry, about who it was called back to, she started to look into everything. She decided that for you, she wanted a life where you were free completely from the grips of Sicalian life. One of the ways to do that would be to secure a royal seat, a royal lineage. Now, we're already fairly well-known nobles, but there are only certain things that nobility can get you. So then we started hunting the other items, the other parts of Atalan's attire. At one point we had 4 different items. We had the sword, which was always in our possession. We just weren't aware of completely what it was. We came across his greaves. A trader had them, of all the places. He had no idea what he had. If I had just a basic pair of steel and orichalcum greaves, and when we offered him 300 pearls for the entire lot, he couldn't fathom why. We had to fight a bunch of Sahuagin to get the trident. And the crown. The crown was... We lost a lot of good people trying to get that crown. But we had 4 pieces. And we were close to identifying the location of a 5th. When somebody gave us information. Somebody gave us a location. A location of another one, a separate one. And we thought to ourselves, no, let's not run on the lead that we have. Let's go for this one, which they said was a sure thing, and we trusted them. So we did as we always did. We packed up our belongings and we went there. We entrusted this person with your safety. Two days from our destination, they catch up with us. With you. And they tell us that they received word of something. And they wouldn't tell us what, they just left you with us. But we were us. We had weapons and items that were capable of fending off the most terrifying creatures you could think of. And you were smart. You were like us. If we told you to do something, you did it. If we told you hide, you would hide. If we told you to run, you would run. We get to the ruins. And the ruins are alarmingly close to the No-Thing Trench. Only to find out it was an ambush. There was nothing there. What they didn't know was at the time I'd started to expand my research into psionic capabilities. I heard them coming before they were aware we were close. That's why we sent you away. That's why we told you to run. We knew we were done, but someone your size, you might be able to sneak past, you might be able to get through. And we knew we would find you. We knew that we would... Or well, I guess your mom, she knew. The people that tried to take you, they had the mark of some place that was responsible for taking several young folk. Anytime you saw them, young folk went missing. Kids that wandered too far from the reef, kids that didn't stick to the paths and the currents they were supposed to. And we figured the reason they must have wanted you would be something to do with your blood. Something to do with the Glimmertide name. So we did the best thing we could possibly do for you, and we told you to run. And run you did. So there you go. That's where we were. We were chasing something. Chasing an idea that we were too blindly in love with the idea of. To ever think that it might be a setup. And that's why it shows the rings. That's why I have these for every door that I step through. That's why I mark these rooms with enchantments that make it so nothing can scry me or locate me or find me if I'm inside a room that I call my own. Because I'll never be caught out again. That's him.
I would like to insight check my father.
Okay. Are you trying to insight if he's being honest?
No, I'm just clocking emotional state.
Oh, no need for a roll on it. He is trembling with rage. Like the almost definitely not accent or anything like that, but the almost like Gambit like personality. The Joker who's very calm and cool under pressure, that is gone. And what's here is very much the whole what's something I can use to reference it? Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Like, you think I don't want to, hurt people, you think I don't want to, like, I have to hold back in every single thing that I do. Like, it's that kind of... We're not talking like the Hulk where he's picking up things and smashing things, but there's definitely there's definitely a deep-seated... He still really has some deep-seated anger issues about the fact that for a long period of time, because of somebody he trusted, he wasn't able to be there for his family, and he holds a whole lot of rage about that.
Does that physical rage look familiar?
Oh, hell yes.
Is it the same thing I feel when I rage?
Mm-hmm. It's the... It's not the, fist clenched rage. It's the I call it the rolling knuckles. It's the you have to keep your hands moving, because the moment you stop them moving is the moment they will clench into fists, and that's the moment where the rage takes over.
She is just going to go up and hug him. The same way she hugged him whenever she first saw him again. It's that full body embrace, pulling him out of where he is sitting and just wrapping around him.
Unlike the first time where there was complete hesitation, he didn't know if he could believe or whatnot. Unlike that, he fully leans into it. And like, you feel how he's trembling. And he takes this like really deep shuddering breath. It's like, I don't trust anyone about anything, because the last time I trusted someone, I lost you. So I don't mean your friends any offence or nothing. I don't mean your loved ones any offence or nothing, but I don't believe a word that comes out of any of their mouths. And every single time they make passing comments about things they don't understand, I want to reach inside their minds and grab the moment they thought that sentence was a smart idea and just start to squish it slowly.
You're not going to find much purchase with Reaver, sadly. There's nothing between that helmet. Get it? Because he's a wreckborn.
I get it.
Yeah. But can I roll a... Well, I'm going to ask the question first. Who betrayed you? Who did you leave me with? What is their name?
Another deep, shuddering breath on this. Why do you want to know?
To see if I remember them.
I tell you their name. And what are you... Do you intend to go and hunt them down? Do you intend to exact revenge?
You didn't kill them.
We never found them.
Oh, that's an easy problem to solve. What's their name, please?
You give me your word that you don't go after them without me.
You promised not to disappear on me again or leave. That you'd stay. Like with me. So of course if I'm going after them, you're coming with me. I imagine you're going to be the one to land the killing blow. That's not my fight. I'm just here to assist on it. You got some shit you got to work out, and so do I. Like,
he looks you real hard in the eyes, real intense. And it's for a long moment as he's calculating, as he's putting these, thinking of whether he can trust it. before he just sighs, says, "All right. Their name was Veskir. They were a sea elf. We met doing patrols of the descent. They were the first contacts that started the conversational points that led to the tide. They were the founder without being the founder, so to speak. They're dangerous, Lus. They're really dangerous.
And so's the big fuck off storm outside, and so is everything else for the past 60 years of my life. But it's fine. I ain't a kid anymore. Very formidable from what I've heard, and had a couple good teachers over the years. And if they decided to try to do something like that, they had to have a reason, which is, ugh. But they knew you were going after the pieces of Adlan's armor. And I know where the crown is.
Where?
Well, according to the primordial I accidentally talked to, which was a whole weird thing, it was in the possession of the Rot Touched, where they were basically going in on it, so they probably have it by now. Like I said, there's been a lot going on. It kind of got shifted off to the side. It's also why I came to talk to you, because I would like to go start hunting down those pieces again. But I don't want them. I want to put them on Adelan. He's got the bracers.
You mean the Wreckborn?
It's Adelan. Echo did some weird shit. He got all his memories back. Ain't Drift no more.
Yeah, we need to figure that shit out. We do.
Well, I was thinking it could be a little family outing, maybe. Is this gonna be a thing before or after you have to go find Mama?
Well, the point was that we split up until we find you. Well, now I've found you, I think I know where your mom is.
Alright. Well, whenever you go find her, I'll go find Drift. And then we'll have to just meet up again.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's... If everything happened because we got too many... You two got too many pieces at once, and it attracted attention, putting two of those pieces in the same place, being the sword and bracers, ain't going to be a good idea, most likely. I don't want to go separate ways from you, but I feel like me being there might cause some... I'm gonna just be honest. I'm not ready to see her yet. I feel like I might be a disappointment. I don't know.
What do you mean you think you might be a disappointment?
She's good with magic and I ain't. Magically stupid.
We always had an idea that you weren't going to be the greatest magic user to ever walk or swim. I mean, in the nicest way possible. When we used to feed you, you used to try and eat the shells first.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes your teeth strong.
No, it really doesn't. In fact, it broke quite a few of your teeth.
It's fine. I got better. It's fine.
Alright, well, you've given me the 3rd degree, so now I think it's time that I give it to you. I have a few questions of my own.
Should we see what the other 2 rapscallions are up to?
Yeah.
All working.
Up to Pat. I'm going to just watch this shit show continue. I've got plans, but
No. I want to go to. In fact, yes, but I do want to go to Pat first.
Okay.
So, Pat, you guys leave this room, leaving Lus and Morden to have their father-daughter heart-to-heart. You know what's coming. You know that you kind of might have been a little bit rumbled. So, Architeuthis, what do you want to do here?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Reaver. I believe I think the captain outside may have seems to have a bit of an issue with me.
you're not dead. Do you summon the undead?
I haven't tried it yet.
Okay.
Possibly? No, I have not done that as of yet. I happen to let slip a bit of knowledge that I've come across in the past, and he's regarded it with a measure of suspicion.
The last person I gave advice to about keeping their mouth shut is not alive anymore, so I'm not going to be much help.
Ah.
Well, it depends if you listen. What do you need from me?
Well, no, I just he it seems to be a very tricky situation. I plan on talking to him about it when all this blows over. I feel like hopefully this is more of a priority. Everything going on at the moment is more of a priority than, me.
Mm-hmm. Are they someone you can talk to? And I mean that quite metaphorically, I guess is the term. Some people you can talk to and you can resolve things. Others, you will never get anywhere with words.
This man seemed to be quite set upon his path.
Then words will just get you killed and give them the chance to strike first.
Huh. Words have worked for me mostly in the past. Violence is not something I've had to resort to very often.
Do you need some practice?
I'd be open to it.
Come with me.
Well, all right.
I'm going to find the nearest guy and go, where's your armory? Training weapons.
That would be within the military hall.
And does this let me in there?
As soon as he sees that, is it? Yes, you'll be able to.
Cool.
You will be able to. Okay.
Breathe. Whatever's coming will pass.
Thank you.
How do you know?
Because I died once and I'm still here. I ain't dying again that easy. Either you die in service of this place and become something stronger like I am, or you find peace, or the most likely answer, you survive this. You fight for every breath you need, and you live. There are kids here. There are people depending on you. You fucking fight.
Okay.
Go find the military hall.
Okay. As you make your way to the military hall, there is a couple of people in here training and such. But the majority of what is in here appears to be reinforcements who are kind of stealing themselves for having to maybe joining a battle outside.
Mm-hmm.
But as you step in, there's multiple weapon racks across the wall with any weird and wonderful weapon you would want.
Okay. What have they got? That's a question to Architeuthis.
Okay.
Well, I've carried the staff around for most of my most of my time about.
Your conversationalist. What have they got?
Oh, they seem to have a rather large club-like weapon with bumped along the
Is there one that I can see
along the shaft.
here?
Yeah, there's ones like that you can see here. They are.
I'm gonna go grab one.
For talking's sake, they are malls.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I'll grab one. I'll just put like one of these.
Yes, indeed, one of those.
Grab it.
Okay.
Okay, and I will lift one up off the rack.
He's gonna.
Oh,
you're gonna wield.
You grab it.
Yeah, no, I'm grabbing it.
Okay.
No, basically,
I misheard you.
I'm
Okay,
going to be your opponent.
Okay.
Sounds fine.
Now, what do you use?
In general, I've always gotten by on a hearty bit of spell casting.
Okay. And what if that fails you? What if you get tired? What if I get, and I'm just gonna like dash and get into his face using spectral. What if I get too close?
In that case, I have and he pulls out his staff, his focus side, his staff.
Mm-hmm.
I do use a pretty hefty chunk of wood.
Okay. You comfortable with that possibly breaking?
I'd rather it not. I do need it for my primary offense.
Then I then point to the armory wall.
Hoping they have a quarterstaff somewhere there.
They do indeed.
All right, I will pluck one up.
Okay. You pick up a quarterstaff. It's a bit thinner at the top than your staff, but as you work it in your hands, you get used to the weight on it.
Okay. I'm ready.
The game is simple, Toothless.
Yes.
Don't get hit. I won't go further than maybe knocking the air out your gills. And I'm going to use every attack non-lethally. And I'm going to actively... You know how you got like great weapon fighting like disadvantage? Which I have. I'm going to use great weapon fighting to basically make it just like... Almost like stop that last moment and basically like... So he'll feel the hit. It might bruise, but there'll be no damage. But basically the point of like, you would be dead.
Okay. That would be... What do I want to roll for that? Reaver.
Mm-hmm.
What I want you to do for me is I want you to roll a intelligence check.
Ooh. Hey, that's going to be a flat. 15.
Okay. Architeuthis, what do you to roll? What I'd like you to roll for me, please, would be a wisdom saving throw.
All right. That's a 23.
Okay. Reaver, rolling out everything, preparing for this.
Mm-hmm.
Architeuthis, you draw this makeshift bow staff. And you begin. Now, sorry, I've got really, really horrific burping right now. I keep having to burp every like 2 or 3 seconds. Oh. Yeah. The beginning of this duel, the beginning of how it goes, Reaver, you hold back a bit. You know, you match them blow for blow. Every now and again, you make a big swipe to see if they can prompt an impromptu block.
Keep them on their toes, pay attention, like, no, I'm going to swing. Yeah, okay.
Architeuthis, with your roll, it starts off easy. But then you realise it's starting off easy because Reaver is making it start easy. And then he starts to apply more and more and more. To the point where you are just about managing to block the hits from his staff as they come from all directions. Now, I don't want to go into the whole thing of, like, you know, roll to hit, roll to hit, roll to hit, combat, because then we'll be here until the end of the session. But what I will say is, as we come into, like, the middle of this kind of training session, Reaver, what's your intent with the training you're doing here, with the teaching, and what are you trying to put across to him?
That he should not be fighting someone like this in close range. And the moment I see that weakness, I'm going to take his legs out and basically like stand above him, like ready to kill him, and be like, you need friends. Basically like, hey, the whole point of like learning, like, don't go do this alone. Because I'm used to killing spellcasters. You've seen in every combat, if you've watched the campaign, I will kill a spellcaster like that because I know the danger.
Architeuthis, anything you'd like to do here? Anything you'd like to use in response? Anything you'd like to do to respond via words to what Reaver is trying to teach you?
So yeah, well, as soon as I hit the floor, okay, yes, we've well established that you are far stronger than me. Was the education here? Am I meant to eventually overpower you here?
No. You were supposed to run. You were supposed to basically go, this is too dangerous, and use magic.
I see.
Conversationalists will talk. Killers won't.
And if this had been a true confrontation, I'd be dead at the moment. Understood.
Lus cares about you. I don't know you yet. But I'm not letting more people die pointlessly. Or otherwise. If I can teach you lessons, I will.
Thank you. So
I'll pick him up.
fight smart, not hard, and lean into my strengths.
That person who's looking for you, stay the fuck away from them if you can. And if they can't, come find us. We maybe can resolve it with titles, and if not, well... What is it even anyway that you told them?
Just some... So I happen to be aware of the status of this place's patron.
Okay.
And I happened to let slip that I was giving a kind affirmation, and I said, "May the best primordial win."
There's a primordial here.
Yes, I spoke to two gods.
I'm gonna flick you in the head.
I spoke to a pair of gods. They wouldn't let me into a room because I wasn't pure of heart or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they dropped a name, and I happen to recognize that name from some of my studies.
Okay, so I appreciate. On the one hand, I appreciate you telling me, But on the other hand, you've just repeated the lesson I'm trying to teach you again of letting things slip that shouldn't be slipped if this person wants to kill you. But now I'm in this involved, so I guess I have to help to protect you, which is also fair. If I'm in for a penny, I'm in for a pound. I don't know if that comes down in the waters. What are they? What's going on? I don't know anything about this place.
This entity is known as Hymoperius.
Okay. Primordial of...
Their title is the Heart of the Storm.
Oh. Wait, there's a third option now. Is this just a lover's quarrel?
Oh.
This could be nothing to do with me. I fucking doubt it, but you know, we could pitch it that way.
Honestly, that makes too much sense.
Okay, so now we need to find out a lie that works for you, that doesn't get your head, and I'm just going to hold the back crushed. How would you know this? Right, you're an archaeologist.
Yes.
You have been in the Black Ocean and in all the deep, horrible places, because I've been there too. Simply say that you found a mural or a tablet making mentioning of Hymoperius in this place. That is how you've studied this, like blah, blah, blah. I don't. Make some smart bullshit up. Get Lus involved if you need to. You guys know dead shit.
That is true. We do know. And if that doesn't work, then, you know,
Then if Lus says they're going to have to go
together.
through us.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
Happy to help. Now, in preparation for Lus wanting to fight me, I'm going to put that weapon back, and I'm going to grab a battle axe and a long sword. No, Vanessa needs battle axe and what is the rapier, tooth and claw.
Okay. Reaver, as you go over and you pick up the battle axe and the rapier, they're all blunted, but they're still metal. And you pick up, and in the head of this axe polish, where you would usually see your face, you see a face with a helmet, bright burning, greenish blue hued eyes.
Oh, okay, that's me. Okay, that's fine. I was like,
And it speaks to you. You have betrayed the oath that you took. Any response?
I'm waiting to see if it says anything else first.
No, wait.
Okay.
It's waiting for you.
I've betrayed nothing. I still plan to kill those who have betrayed, those who deem it
A crime
vengeance.
was committed upon your person, and you did not claim vengeance. Justice had not been served.
They are as stubbornly thinking as I am, and quick to act. Conversations, I imagine, will happen at some point. But if an oath is to be broken by an argument, then surely whatever you are, entity, have less convictions than I do. My vengeance against those I swore will still die.
We do not care about your convictions. You made an oath that justice, acts of injustice committed within your eyes, will be dealt with. That is no longer there. Instead, it is cold, dead. But we can teach you how to harness a new power. A power older and darker than anything that radiant, shining light could give you.
So this isn't a lecture, it's a bargaining.
There is no bargaining. This is what is happening. You will either accept it or you will fight against it. That remains to be seen. But as of right now, and within the face of this axe, they clench their hands and a horrifically ornate greatsword appears in their hands. They turn upside down and plant the blade in front of them. And they say, "Your oath is broken. Your word is worthless."
I'm going to throw the axe as hard as I can into the wall.
You turn and you huck this axe away. As you throw it away, there's a brief pause in it, but then the voice still stays as you look and the kind of guard of the rapier, they're in that. The words that spill from your mouth spill as vinegar. You are an oath breaker. The dead will rise to match your pace. Necrotic energy shall be your bread and butter. And that empty hole that's inside you, that gap, that pit there, is no longer such, but it is cold. Very, very cold. Any response to that there, Reaver?
Plenty dead in my path before, plenty new dead in my path. I'm sure there'll be more. I'll hear your words, but I will never accept that my word is worthless. We just have different opinions of injustice. If an old man steals bread to feed his kids, I don't think he's a fucking thief. And I'm going to rip the axe out the wall.
Okay. Let me see what we're on.
Did I witness that? Did I see anything?
Oh, I was just about to say to you, Architeuthis, you can see him doing all of this. How's Architeuthis acting to this?
So, part of him does not want to care. The other part feels a twinge of sympathy to the plight of clearly talking to an entity that does not really respect you, but presides over you in some capacity. Architeuthis is guessing a lot of this, but like if he sees him like talking to something, it's just like, yeah, okay, there's something going on there. He will swim forward. Riva, is everything all right with you? You seem distracted, to say the very least.
Just existing. Sorry if it scared you, it's just another thing looking for me to do biddings or greater power nonsense. I don't even know anymore.
They can be real bastards, can't they?
The difference is, do you respect them? And do they respect you? So far, the only one I know I called Captain. They were the biggest bastard of them all, though. May they rest in the depths of the sea.
Aye, yes. But if you ever need to commiserate over this being, or shake your fists at the depths, or... I'd be happy to be there for you.
Who do you serve?
I know not his name, but he grants me power, and it's helpful. Power, knowledge. I reach out to him with a spell.
Okay. I am going to say I am going to need a deception check on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's the first bit, because you said you don't know his name.
Yeah.
So deception check from you, and Reaver,
Mm-hmm.
a insight check from you.
That is a 26 on the deception.
I have one question, for you, Brandon, as I will roll and not look. Does nat 20 mean it still pass? Because otherwise I can't hit this at all on a 0.
No, I don't do automatic
Then you're fine.
success.
Yeah, I can't
Okay.
catch this.
So yeah, you believe him.
Okay.
I cast a spell, attempting to connect with the deity that I'd respected growing up, and something else reached out, and it's guided me here thus far.
So power is what drives you.
Knowledge is what drives me. Though I suppose many say that one translates to the other.
See, there are 2 people in my life that have done the same. One of them I call brother. The other I'm going to rip apart again and again until nothing but dust exists. Which one will you be?
I think there's a nice middle ground I'd like to hit there.
There isn't. The more power you get, the more knowledge you get, you'll grow. Even the one that I care for fights against it constantly.
Then let's hope one day we may call each other brother.
We'll see, Toothless.
That we will.
I'm just going to look around and see, as this interaction, because you said there were other people in here. How are they reacting to this? If they are.
I mean, some of them give you a couple of weird looks when you lob an axe at the wall.
Yeah.
But again, that's not the weirdest thing that happens.
No. Probably the fact that I'm doing Spectre shit would be, and the fact that we're like, yeah, I'm a Wreckborn in here. And they're like, how the fuck are you in here?
Probably in the sense that they would stop and look and kind of like a way of like, oh, that's impressive. Like, if I wish I could do that. Oh, that would make this fight so much easier, blah, blah, blah. But there's nobody looking at you with fear or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything more for you guys?
I have a completely incorrect opinion of Architeuthis, which is, they're fine for now. They've done nothing wrong.
Archie wants to... I feel like some part of him wants to be one of the good guys, and it's just not... he doesn't see it as being in the cards. A lot of his will is not his own.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything for you guys that you want to do to continue this?
I'm waiting for Lus at this point, unless there's anything good old Architeuthis wants from me.
How quick is
No,
Mordin's?
I think I've learned my lesson.
I would say
Good lesson,
at the
isn't
point I would say the point this conversation comes to an end would be roughly where Moradin's story would come to an end. At which point Lutz you want to go and find them, Lutz?
He had questions for me.
Okay.
Do you want to do that tonight, or do you want to?
I would say
Do that
I would say
next time.
I would say I don't want to rush those questions. And I think we've had a really, really good bit of character interaction there, and I don't want it to go from that into let's get all these questions out and just ask whatever way they've got to be asked just to get it done. So I say rather than risk losing that, we go on that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And we can even go so far as to say at that moment, Luce comes in. So that we're starting the next session with Luce there. So Luce, at the point where they finish that conversation, that can be when you have left Moradin. And then what we can do is we can go to Moradin's questions at the beginning of next session and go straight into you joining them when that's done. Okay, then with that being agreed upon, that's where we're going to end today's session. I'm not going to do an end credit scene because we don't have the whole party here, and I don't want them to miss out on any shenanigans. Because if I'm going to use them to drop hints, I want everybody to see the hints, you know. So we're just going to say thank you very much for coming to see us, guys. If you enjoyed what you've seen, do consider going and checking our other sessions. We have every single one of them on YouTube. You can go way back to the beginning of when World Tree Quest started, before we had backdrops and sound effects and all that jazz. So yeah, do go and check out the past couple of sessions to get yourself caught up. I did actually go and do the count. Every single video we have surpassed Critical Role in how many D&D session episodes they have. We are sitting on roughly 5, not including ones that have been lost or that have been saved in databanks and not uploaded. We're sitting on roundabouts for 600 episodes across multiple campaigns and mini campaigns and all that jazz. So yeah, there's a lot, but nobody's telling you to go all the way back. You can if you want to, but it's a lot.
The bold move, Cotton.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. But if you do want to have a look at that, we are World Tree Quests on YouTube. You can also see some of our stuff on Twitch, and if you want to do follow us on social media so you can see updates, we're most active on Blue Sky and Threads right now. TikTok is becoming less of a dumpster fire, so you may see some more activity start cropping up on TikTok. As for me personally, you can check out my Start Playing page. I will drop a link for that in there, but I do run games, and I'm currently starting into a Learn to Play, teaching people how to play the great and glorious Dragon Age TTRPG system, which more people should learn how to play because it's just really fun. So if you want to learn how to play a new TTRPG and you're worried about which one to do, I can certainly teach you for a price. So I will drop in my Start Playing page into the chat. Please do consider going and checking it out. And you can also check out my personal TikTok at Son of Asgard. I've been shouting at Mystery Dice Goblin for the past 4 days to try and find out where a dice comes from. But they have got back in touch with me. And they're looking for the dice. They're looking for them. And on that note, there may also be some other shenanigans coming out of that conversation. So keep your eyes peeled. Other than that, I'm going to pass on to my lovely cast. I'm going to let them plug anything they would like to plug. And we're going to start with the fantastic, wonderful, amazing Diamond quality cosplay. Anything you would like to
Hello,
plug?
folks. Yeah, I'll be at Castle Point Anime Convention next month. I will be doing cosplay as well as photography. You're there, you're cosplaying, you want shots, I will happily take them for you. Please reach out to me. I'm at Diamond Quality Photography on Instagram and Diamond Quality Cosplay if you just want to check out some cosplay. Other than that, it's kind of all I got going on at the moment.
Why would you not want to check out some cosplay? Cosplay is great. It's fantastic. You should go and give it a look, guys. It really is well worth it. Thank you very, very much for that.
Is the original recipe really getting you still?
Oh, sorry.
Is the original recipe still getting you the burps?
Yeah. Oh, still getting me, man. It tastes so good, but the gassy is there. Moving on to, we're going to go into Kyle now. Kyle, is there anything you would like to plug at all?
Hello, I'm just Kyle, but as you get to know me, there'll be so much more than that. I am also a professional GM. You can find me on Start Playing, where I've hit over 750 sessions, and I'm mostly, for the past few years, have been running D&D. I'm going to be branching out from that. You can also find me at conventions. I will be at PAX East. I will be at UK Games Expo. I will be at Gen Con. And down the line, I'll also be at potentially another one getting released. That has not been confirmed, so we can't talk about that yet. And I will be at PAX Unplugged. I'll be running things with Gehenna Gaming if you want to find me there. Also, at the start of April, I believe is when the marketing is going to start releasing for a project that I've been working on. I very much recommend getting to see it. It'll be wonderful. You can find me on my link tree if you want to do me for business work. I do game testing in the sense of if you want a TTRPG tested and run, I have people that I can do that with, both privately or publicly, and we can record feedback for you. If you want to hire me for a campaign as a player or as a GM, please do reach out to me in that regard. But apart from that, I'm just a big nerd who likes doing cool things and also giving moral lessons to, be a decent person, even if I'm a grumpy old piece of bric-a-brac.
And that's it for the party's piece of bric-a-brac. Thank you very much for that, Kyle. And last and most certainly not least, the wonderful, the beautiful, the stunning Diamond!
Hiya. I'm Madness Diamond, but since we're friends now and you get to learn my character's backstory along with me, you can call me Diamond. I use they, she pronouns. I'm a TTRPG actual play performer. I do a lot of stuff, period, in the space. You can see me on actual plays such as this one, where I play Melusine Vestra, Glimmertide, who's going through it? She's just going through it. It's fine. She's very much her father's daughter. But if you'd like to see other things I'm on, you can check out my Beacons link, beacons.ai/Madness Diamond. I have all of the shows that I've been on, all the shows I will be on, such and such, archived there. If you want to go click through those links and follow me on all my socials, I'm at Madness Diamond everywhere that is pertinent. If I'm not somewhere, I probably haven't found it yet. And I do a lot of stuff in the space, like I said. If you are a GM looking for a table or you're a player looking for a table to play at, slide respectfully into my DMs on a social media site. Probably Blue Sky might be the best place to find me for that. Or on Discord. I'm Madness Diamond there too. But I am the administrative coordinator for Dinner and a Game. I am the cast manager. I'm the community manager for the cast side of things here on World Tree Quests. I'm basically God's assistant. Even though Bran fights me on it sometimes, it's fine.
I don't know how to accept help.
No, you don't. That's why I force it. That's why I force it and call in backup. And then I'm also the lead producer and one of the lead directors for House of Dreams, a TTRPG streaming Twitch channel where we focus a lot on charity APs. Also created and founded by the Steward of Dreams, which is Hector Reyes Jr., Keshi Okami, who I help out with a lot of those things. And yeah, you can find places that I've done some writing here soon, probably this summer. I think I have 2 projects that will hopefully be released by then. My first 2 real credits in the TTRPG space. And you can also find me at PAX East and Gen Con, where you might get to see me GM for the first time in person at Gen Con if it gets approved. Let's not jinx it. But yeah, I'm just gonna low-key mention that. But if you'd like to see a project that I'm very proud of, you can find the Everbright Archive, where yours truly plays Jemmy Horde, the champion of knowledge and secrets from Doradin, who is challenging Sphinx Akasha's own champion of bards for his title. He's allegedly the champion. But if you'd like to follow along with that, you can find us everywhere you find your podcasting needs. And on social media, we are also the Everbright Archive, or the Everbright, where we basically post a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, or we're just posting that a new episode dropped. You can find us on YouTube as well, where you can watch the first episode of Tea at the Table, where we talk about a little bit of lore and stuff. But if you want an introductory lesson to who these Bardsonas are, why my character's a Manticore, and a little bit of lore for that, you can find the first episode of Build a Bard, which is our bonus episode on wherever you find your podcasts, where you will also learn Jemmy's entire backstory as I walk you through that epic tale of how a champion becomes a champion. And also why she's so angry about someone calling themselves a champion. That's me. I'm Manus Diamond. You can find me everywhere at Manus Diamond. And back to Brian.
Maybe we'll need to wrangle you into running an Oops All Bards one-shot here on World Tree Quests.
Please no. Please don't subject me to that. That's a lot. I know the people who play bards. I used to be a bard main.
I've never played a bard.
I used to be a bard main, and now I'm here playing a melee character.
I've never played a bard, and one day I know I'll have to complete the full circuit, but I'm also terrified. I don't know what I'll do with it. If that's it from my players, and that's it from me, well then that's it from us. Thanks everybody for coming to see us today. My brain just went blank there. Thanks everybody for coming to see us today. I've been your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quest here on Twitch and YouTube. And with me today we have had Diamond Quality Cosplay, we have had Just Kyle, and we've had Madness Diamond. From all of us here at World Tree Quest, good night, stay safe. Never trust anybody. They'll all get you one way or another. Also, don't pull a finny. Good night, folks.
Don't trust the babysitter.
Good night. Don't trust the babysitter?